Kevin was sitting in his kitchen, sipping his morning coffee, when he heard a sound that didn't belong in a luxury condo complex. It wasn't a car door or a greeting. It was a high-altitude whistle followed by a bone-shaking crunch. He ran to his balcony and looked down. His brand-new metallic gray Porsche 911 was sitting in its assigned spot, but the windshield was gone. In its place sat a massive, shattered ceramic flower pot, overflowing with dirt and crushed petunias. Kevin looked up. Standing on the third-floor balcony was his neighbor, Mrs. Gable. She was 74 years old, wearing a cardigan and holding a second flower pot. "That's for my parking spot," she screamed, her face contorted in unhinged fury, the narrator's perspective. A 74-year-old woman launching garden accessories from a balcony? This isn't a neighborly dispute. This is asterisk aerial bombardment. But Mrs. Gable made one fatal mistake. She thought Kevin didn't have his asterisk sentry mode turned on to understand the flower pot attack. You have to understand the parking wars of the Oak Ridge condos. For 20 years, Mrs. Gable had parked in spot 14. It was right next to the elevator. It was her pride and joy. But 6 months ago, the condo board updated their records. They realized spot 14 was actually deeded to unit 302, Kevin's unit. Mrs. Gable was moved to spot 88. Spot 88 was 30 feet further away. To Mrs. Gable, this was an act of war. The narrator's perspective, 30 feet. That's about 12 extra steps. For most people, it's a non-issue. For Mrs. Gable, it was an asterisk slight against her ancestors. She decided that if she couldn't park there, asterisk no one could. Kevin tried to be a nice guy. He offered to trade back if she paid him a small monthly fee. He offered to carry her groceries. Mrs. Gable responded by leaving bags of garbage on his hood. She poured bleach on his tires. But the flower pot, that was the escalation no one saw coming, the narrator's perspective. Imagine the physics of this, a 20-pound ceramic pot falling from 30 feet up. It's hitting that car with the force of an asterisk sledgehammer. This wasn't a slip. This was an asterisk calculated strike in court. Mrs. Gable was a different person. She walked in with a cane. She spoke in a trembling, feeble voice. She looked like the sweetest grandmother on the planet. "It was an accident," she sobbed to the judge. "I have arthritis. I was just moving my plants to get more sun. The pot simply tumbled." The narrator's perspective, the feeble grandma defense. It's a classic. And for a minute, the judge actually looked sympathetic. I mean, look at her. She's wearing a lace collar. She wouldn't hurt a fly, right? That's wrong. Kevin's lawyer stood up. He didn't argue. He didn't yell. He just pulled out a tablet and synced it to the courtroom monitors. "Your Honor," the lawyer said, "my client's vehicle is equipped with a 360-degree high-definition camera system. It triggers whenever there is a proximity disturbance." The narrator's perspective. Oh, here we go. This is the moment the curiosity gap closes and the asterisk truth comes screaming out. Grab your popcorn, because Mrs. Gable is about to be asterisk unraveled in 4K resolution. The video played. You see the Porsche sitting peacefully. Then you see Mrs. Gable's balcony. She doesn't have arthritis in the video. She's moving with the agility of a pro athlete. She picks up the pot. She looks over the edge. She waits. She waits until Kevin's car is perfectly positioned. Then she doesn't drop it. She hurls it, two-handed, with a grunt of effort that was clearly audible on the microphone. The narrator's perspective, wait, did she just do a asterisk chest pass with a petunia pot? The audacity. She didn't just drop it. She practiced her form. The courtroom went so quiet, you could hear Mrs. Gable's lawyer's soul leaving his body. The judge leaned forward, his face turning a deep shade of purple. He replayed the video, specifically the part where, after the pot smashed the glass, Mrs. Gable did a victory dance on her balcony. "Mrs. Gable," the judge said, his voice trembling with suppressed rage, "you testified under oath that you had a medical episode that caused you to drop that pot." I was confused," she stammered, the feeble act disappearing instantly. The narrator's perspective, confused? She was doing the Macarena after destroying a 6-figure car. The lies were dead. The grandma act was asterisk eviscerated. Now comes the asterisk ruling the ruling. The judge didn't just order her to pay for the Porsche's windshield. He ruled that the act was reckless endangerment with a deadly weapon. If Kevin had been in that seat, he would have been killed. Mrs. Gable was ordered to pay $12,000 for the car repairs and custom interior detailing. But the real blow? The judge referred the case to the district attorney for felony vandalism. The narrator's perspective, and the cherry on top? The condo board used the video to initiate an immediate asterisk emergency eviction. Mrs. Gable didn't just lose her parking spot, she lost her home. All because she couldn't handle 30 extra feet of walking. The flower pot attack is proof that age doesn't equal wisdom. Sometimes it just equals a more calculated level of pettiness. Mrs. Gable thought her age made her invincible. She thought she could destroy a man's property because of a tradition that didn't exist. The narrator's perspective. Let this be a lesson. Always, And I mean, asterisk always, check your dash cam. It's the only thing standing between you and a feeble grandma who wants to wreck your life. So, was the judge too hard on her? Is evicting a 74-year-old woman over a parking dispute too much? Or did she get exactly what she deserved? And be honest, have you ever had a neighbor so crazy you thought about launching a flower pot at their car? Let's talk about it in the comments. I'm waiting for the crazy neighbor stories.